Hello, hello, hello. Mr. Ryan, the Yinzer therapist, is here live once again for another Mindfulness Power Hour. My protest, my contribution to the world in these crazy times. This is my challenge to each and every one of Yins out there to focus on your self-care, to take a moment for yourself, to develop that mindfulness ability, right? Just because the world is going to shit doesn't mean it's got to go to shit with us, right? We can do what we can to insulate ourselves, to work hard to survive the onslaught that is life right now. Yes, I am well aware that we are not going to be able to deep breathe our way out of this shit, but we can still take care of ourselves, be able to get to the other side, right? That's what this weekly stream is about, is challenging ourselves to do more, to be more, uh, to take that time in for ourselves so that we can do something with our time, with our energy, right? We take care of ourselves so we can go out there and fight back and push back against the chaos that is this world. We work hard to not let that cultural trauma overtake us, right? That's why I keep showing up here each and every week, Thursdays at 8 p.m., live stream on YouTube, live stream on TikTok, replays available all the time on YouTube, so you can get your wellness on wherever and whenever you are. Um, if you're into talking all things mental health, if you're into learning about all kinds of different mental health things, um, if you're into talking and learning about all kinds of different coping skills, right? Different ways to manage the stress of today's world, right? This is the place for you. If you're interested in learning more about mental health, how the brain works, if you're interested in practicing various different coping skills, right? This is the place for you. This is the 17th episode. That just astounds me each and every week that I am been that consistent with things and continue to show up for myself and show up for the world. Continuing to work to put all the good things and the good energy out there, right? Um, because with ADHD brain, follow through is not always the easiest of things. Sometimes the brain doesn't do as well as we want it to, right? The brain goes brr, and shit becomes really difficult. So the fact that I'm here again, episode 17 of this series, is pretty amazing to me. I'm still working on figuring out the presentation side of things, how to draw people in, how to promote and market this, right? Still working on all of that. It's why I jokingly, lovingly refer to this as the Mindfulness Amateur Hour right now, as I'm working to figure out how to turn this into a podcast, how to get the people here to turn this into an interactive, collaborative hour of mental health talk, right? Right now, it's pretty much just me rambling at the camera, trying to hit my stride, right? Eventually, I hope that this stream, this series becomes more than that. But that relies on yins guys out there, right? Making sure you like this shit, making sure you share this shit. Click the follow button, click the subscribe button, right? Work with me to build this mental health community where we can talk about our feelings, talk about our thoughts. We can talk about our ups and our downs, our highs and our lows, right? That we can work hard to better ourselves and better the world around us, right? That's why each and every week we start off this stream talking self-care, right? Really taking a moment to reflect and look at our self-care. What are we doing for ourselves? What are the good things going on in our lives, right? It is such an important thing to focus on the good, right? To not just focus on the bad. We've got to talk about the good, right? And right now, it might not be a lot of good, right? It can be a lot of stress, a lot of agony, a lot of irritation. But reminding ourselves of the good, focusing on that good can be really important to help us. Um, get through, right? And again, this is that challenge, right? That challenge for mindfulness, that challenge to get everybody to spend time on themselves, to take that time in, to focus on that self-care. It's why I start this stream talking about my self-care, right? What I've been doing, what I've been getting into. Um, I talk often that, what I talk about in my sessions with my clients is a lifestyle change, right? That we really work on making a self-care routine. To do what I do, to listen to the horrific traumas that I listen to each and every day, to be able to show up for my clients the way I do, I have to have my self-care on point. I have to take care of myself, or I'm worthless for all yins out there, right? It's just not how it works. Um, so I hope that these streams, these conversations could really highlight what it takes for me to handle my schedule, to handle my caseload. If you tuned in last week, you might have heard me kind of get on myself a little bit because I really haven't been working out the way I wanted to, haven't been really finding the time to invest in my self-care the way I should be, right? Um, and that's what I think is nice about this kind of becoming almost a personal video log about what's going on in my world. Kind of like a time capsule thing that I can look back on in 20, 30 years and go, oh, I remember, right? It is, I can challenge myself, right? I can come in here and recognize that I have not been working out the way I want to. I have not been lifting the weights the way I need to. I haven't been eating healthy the way I should. I haven't been doing those things, and I can challenge myself to do more, to be more, right? Um, I can challenge myself to get back in the gym and get back lifting the weights and skipping the gross fast food, right? And I actually was able to do it this week. Yes, I'm so excited with the timing of how things is working out right now. The program that I do my weightlifting to, Stronger by the Day, it's an amazing app. If you need something to help figure out what kind of workouts you want to do from a scientific point of view, Stronger by the Day, it's an amazing app. They have these different cycles that are like 3 months long or so. Each cycle has a different focus, this and that, all the science junk that I kind of ignore, but I know is there. And just so happened that this week happened to be the start of a new cycle, right? It's a whole new 3 month cycle. Definitely is a bummer that the last cycle didn't work out, that I didn't work out the way I wanted to. I think I was looking at it and I had maybe one squat day in September, maybe two in August, like one in October, like just not very good, consistent work, just not. But I got back at it this week. I usually use the Stronger by the Day 4-day express workout series. Um, I was able to get 2 days in already. My plan is to do day 3 tomorrow and then work with the day 4 over the weekend. Try to make sure I hit all 4 days. So that is a great thing to get back to, right? To get back down in the weightlifting, to be throwing those weights around. It definitely feels really great. I definitely don't always want to get out of bed and not hang out and cuddle with my pug dog. Right, I really that pug dog really makes the morning a lot more lazier than I want it to be. But she's just so cute and cuddly and very old at this point, and very fat. I'm not gonna have her around much longer. I gotta enjoy while it lasts, right? But that's where 4 days a week I got to get up and get the workouts in. I was on Instagram the other day, and there was this big thing. With people talking about the things they learned as they got older, right? And one of the common themes, one of the big things that was there on all these people's posts from all these different decades was a physical activity bit. Talking about adding in the walk and adding in the workout, right? Really making those investments in the self-care. It is really interesting how many different people and how many different generations really stress the importance of that. So it feels good. It definitely feels good to be working out again. I'm still been doing the meditations in the morning, right? Haven't walked to the mall recently, but things have been interesting on my side of things. One of the things I don't think I've shared here because I just didn't want to didn't want to do it, right? Didn't want to bring it up, didn't want to go there because I don't want to get too emotional. Tired this time of day. I'm just kind of blah, right? But one of the things that happened recently is my wife's cousin, who she grew up kind of considering a sister, right? Um, she died tragically getting hit by a bus in Indiana, PA, a few weeks back, actually on my wife's birthday, October 20th. So for the last 3 weeks, life has been at an absolute standstill. It has been incredibly emotional, incredibly difficult. We have not been eating right, have not been working out right. The motivation for life is kind of zapped, it's kind of put on pause. It was hard to show up for this hour. It was hard to show up for myself for this hour. Because when you see somebody that is a great person, that is doing great things for this world, who is one of the good ones, right? And you see them have their life taken so young, so early, it really makes you question everything. It really makes you know, start asking why. What's the point? What do I keep getting up every day and going in the trenches and fighting for this world and my clients for? What's the point of it all if somebody that wonderful, somebody that great can be cut down so tragically so early, right? It has really got me thinking over the last 3 weeks. It has really got a lot of those big philosophical life questions running through the brain. Um, that's why the working out has gone off the deep end. There was definitely some weeks there that I didn't work out at all. So ADHD brain, not exactly sure how I got here. But just really wanted to make sure that I recognize my wife's cousin, recognize that grief that we've been dealing with, and recognizing that despite all that, getting things back on track. In terms of getting things back on track, it is part of this being that video log, right? That maybe I can go back and look on in years to come when I've taken this and built it into something, right? One of the things that just happened on Tuesday was the election day across the country, right? Locally, I ran for local plum council and I won, right? Which is great. I got 1,000 more votes than I did in 2023, so that was really cool. Everybody that I ran with also won. It was a clean sweep in plum. This means now that we have the majority on council. And as things go, it looks like they're going to vote me as council president. Um, I'm stoked. I am so excited. It is absolutely one of my dreams to serve the public, to be involved in government. I grew up in high school dreaming of being president of the United States, right? So having this opportunity to lead council is going to be really exciting. Finding ways to incorporate my mental health passion, right? My specialty in mental health, how to combine that in to government, right? I think is going to be really exciting, right? Really amazing. I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. That is definitely, I think, where it's going to be interesting part of this, is maybe part of this mindfulness power hour, becomes sharing it with my local plumbians, right? And trying to get some local residents to come on here and voice their concerns about plum and where things are and what they want to see changed, and just working to help my community learn coping skills and heal and all that, right? um so I said, as we ended last week, I wondered if we'd be signing on this week and I'd be a member of Plum Council, right? That I would be an elected government official again. And here we are. Here we are. And what's funny is, one of the reasons I'm doing this is I want to become a public speaker. I want to become a motivational speaker, right? I want to work on that kind of thing. So I'm trying to use this as a way to get the reps, get the practice in, get figured out what it is that I want to say, right? What it is that I want to do. And then I can take this elsewhere, right? I can make this into a podcast. I can take this and do stand-up comedy, if I can learn how to tell jokes, right? There's a lot that I can do if I keep working to build this, right? So I'm getting in a routine, getting the formula down, the different segments I want to do, right? Kind of the order of operations going on. And I'm really getting amused because one of the things that I've been trying to do is on this note thing here, write down different things I want to talk about on air. Really try to put in some prep work so that when I get to this space and get to this time, I got something to say, right? Especially until I can get people to show up here on their own and talk with me and interact with me. Finding important things to say is important, right? Taking those things that I talk about in a session with my clients, taking those tidbits, those bits, right, and taking them to this space and sharing them with the world, right? Really trying to fine tune that. So I'm very amused right now that I pull up this file on my computer over here to see what I wanted to talk about today. And one of the first things on the thing was the election win. I already talked about it. And that's kind of where I want this to go, is flow more naturally, to kind of have it be that I'm sitting here talking with myself, kind of creating a video time capsule for myself of where I'm at in life, what I'm working on, what I'm thinking about, what I'm striving for, right? Um, so I love that it's getting so ingrained in my brain that I've already talked about one of the things I wanted to talk about, right? One of the other things I wanted to talk about is that November is of many things, is Men's Mental Health Month, right? At least I think it's November. It may have been October. Let me check real quick. But either way, men's mental health is often an overlooked part of our society. I guess it's in June. So what the hell? Why did I see a whole bunch of stuff now? Oh, okay. I guess there is men's mental health is in June, but there's a special campaign where we're supposed to grow mustaches to talk about different men things. Okay, so it's kind of men's mental health. But that's definitely something that I want to talk about here, right? I am a guy, I am a male in a very female dominated field, right? And one of the things I've talked and learned through a lot of my time, 15 years in the industry now, is it's hard for men to talk about their emotions, their feelings. It's hard for them to be emotionally available, emotionally vulnerable, right? We culturally have really done a number on males. We've really stunted their ability to express themselves, to talk about things, right? That's a problem, right? It creates adult males that don't know how to handle their emotions. And I think we're seeing a lot of the result of that in our society play out, right? A lot of the gun violence, a lot of the male loneliness epidemic, as they might want to call it. I think it's all stemming from that lack of emotional intelligence, right? That lack of emotional availability. Um, so that's something we need to change, right? One of the things I've talked about is starting what I might call a dude wellness kind of program, right? A program designed to teach males about emotions, right? To get males sitting around with other males and learn to be comfortable talking about their feelings, right? It's definitely something that we need to work on collectively as a society. Is getting men to buy in to their mental health more. It's definitely something that we got to work on. So that is pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about tonight. Again, this is, my attempt to put good energy out into the world, my attempt to, normalize talking about mental health. I hope to one day have made this into a collaborative, interactive mental health power hour, where I am talking to you guys out there about mental health, about your self-care, about the things that you're going through, right? I'm going to work hard to keep building this up. So I need you guys to support out there. Right? I need you guys to share these streams, share my videos. like them, hit the follow button, click this, right? Do the things to help build this up, right? Um, and one of the big things that we try to do each and every week here, right, is that we end the stream, right? We end things with a demonstration of a coping skill, right? That we do some sort of wellness strategy, because that's really what I want to do here. I really want to take the time and teach you guys about mental health and how to manage your brain space, right? What are small little things that we can do on a daily basis that make a big difference, right? They can really help us get through, right? To me, the demonstrations is the big thing here, right? Yes, I want to talk about self care, and I want you guys to share this, and so we can normalize talking about mental health, so that we can focus on dude wellness. And I want all that, but really, what this should be, in my opinion, is a timeout for everybody that tunes in to take a moment to breathe, to check in with themselves, um, to work on developing that mindfulness, right? Mindfulness is an ability. It's not something that you do, it's how you do something, right? And that's what we want. We want you guys to do something. We want you guys to be something, right? Um, it's important. So, with that said, right, we are going to do a meditation tonight. Again, this for me is getting the reps in, right? Getting the practice in, working hard on my delivery, my timing, right? Really fine tuning my skills. Working on the nerves of public speaking, right? All that. So for me, leading people in a meditation is very nerve wracking. It's very imposter syndrome activating, right? It really is. So I got to get better at it, right? I'm a certified meditation teacher. I'm a certified sound healer. I want to run workshops. I want to teach classes. I want to do things like that. It's really hard to do that if I'm that nervous and two in my head, right? Um, that's a weird question. FW star. We're gonna ignore that, and we're gonna work on our meditation, work on getting our mindfulness on. Uh, so this one is, in a way, a spiritual version of a meditation. Um, we're gonna work on taking deep breaths while I read through this guided meditation. Um, and we really want to work hard on our big, deep belly breathing, right? A lot of times during the day, we breathe with our chest just to get through and get by. What we want to be working on is that big old belly, right? We want that to be expanding with our air. We want to breathe nice and slow. Try to hold it in, slow exhale. You maybe even hold the exhale. We want to work hard on that mindfulness. So that brain is going to bring in thoughts, right? It is going to intrude on that brain space of yours. And we want to be able to say, no, brain, I'm not doing that right now. I'm focusing on my breath. No, brain, I'm not thinking about it right now. And I'm listening to this guy's words, right? The brain is going to try to take you away, take you and distract you from focusing on the here and now. We want to work hard to reground ourselves and recenter ourselves when that happens. It's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. There's going to be moments in between my words that you're just going to breathe and you're just going to think. And we got to work hard to not let that brain wander, right? One of the things I'm working on is my pacing. So we're going to work on it's going to be about a 10-minute meditation. So I'm going to work hard to have those moments of silence, those pauses in between paragraphs, right? So just kind of bear with me, right? We'll do a time check at the end and see how well we did, how well we were able to kind of pause and think with things. So we're just going to keep getting at it, right? That's right. I did want to use my wah tube as part of this too, right? So again, pushing through the nerves, pushing through that imposter syndrome, right? That imposter demon that I always do battle with. We're gonna go ahead and get started here. Let's take in a nice big deep breath. Let's close our eyes as we're breathing deeply. Feel the air move through you. The breath of life itself. With every inhale, you are drawing in renewal. With every exhale, you are releasing what no longer belongs. There is a light within you. It has never gone out, even in your darkest times. It has waited patiently for your return. In this very moment, focusing on the here and now, let that light expand. Let it fill your chest, fill your hands, your mind, your heart, reminding yourself that you are connected to something greater, something vast, something calm, something loving. You are part of the rhythm that moves the tides, the same stillness that rests in the trees, the same energy that turns every sunrise into possibility. When the world feels heavy, remember you are not separate from peace. You are peace. You are not searching for healing. You are healing. Take another breath, deeper this time, reminding ourselves we are guided, we are loved, no matter where you walk next, no matter where life takes you. This light walks with you. Continuing to take that deep breath in, letting it slowly out. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw soften. Allow yourself to arrive right here, right now. There's nothing to fix in this moment. There's nowhere we need to be. And all you need to be right now is be. Feel the weight of your body supported beneath you. Notice that gentle rhythm of your breath, steady, patient, alive. With each breath in, invite peace. With each breath out, release tension. There is nothing to prove, nothing to perfect. Only the quiet reminder that you are safe right here in this moment. Your mind might wander, and that's okay. When it does, gently guide it back to your breath, back to that rise and fall in your chest, back to that truth that you are allowed to rest. Let the calm move through you like light through water. Let every exhale carry away what no longer serves you. You don't need to hold it all. You can let go a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Taking our final deep breaths, recognizing, telling ourselves, reminding ourselves that we are enough exactly as we are, that we are deserving of peace, and that stillness, that calm that we feel right now is always within reach. Let's take that final deep breath, and as we exhale, let's work to carry this calm with us for the rest of our evening. Ah, thank you guys so much. My name is Mr. Ryan. I have dubbed myself the Yinzer Therapist. I am committed to making this world sparkle like a motherfucker again. I am committed to helping people heal and work through their traumas and live life the way they want it to live. I am working hard to take the magic that happens within my therapy office here and bring it to the world. Okay? There's only so many people that are going to make their way to my office. There's so many more that can connect with me this way. So please, please, if you like what you've seen here, if you've enjoyed talking about mental health with me, click that like button, click that follow button. Please share the shit out of this stuff. Please subscribe. Please follow. Let's work together to build an amazing mental health community that normalizes talking about mental health, that normalizes sharing our highs and lows. I'm going to keep showing up here for myself each and every week. I'm going to keep working hard at getting myself better. I hope you guys are doing the same. Until next time, peace.